Hey guys, this is John, and I'm back for another Chess Rivals with International Master Danny Rensch. That's right, we're chess rivaling again. It's been a couple weeks. Danny got me in the last match. Forgot to say spoiler alert if you didn't want to hear that. But Danny did beat me in his first ever Chess Rivals victory in the previous match. So we're going at it again today. I got to get revenge, man. It's time. It's time to do this. So I played e4 on the first move in this one, and we're playing a race to 10 points. This is 1+1 bullet. 1 minute, 1 second increment. I'm going to play Rook e1 here. And let's see if we can probe this e5 pawn. Maybe we can attack that. He takes there. Okay, I'm going to take this way. I'm playing more of a positional line, I guess. I'm going to play Rook ad1 on the next move. Time-wise, we're doing fine. So this could be a fairly long match. 1+1 gives some opportunity for both sides to play some quality games. So we'll see how we fare. Let's play this. He's probably going to sink this knight into d4. I might take it with my bishop if he does that. Let's play h5. I'm just going to gain some space. Probably go knight here. Maybe I can make way with my queen to the king side. I think I might stay away from d4 openings today. And if it goes well, I'll just play e4 because that's been working for me in recent games. So I'm going to see if I can keep that train going. Okay, Danny is playing to open the center, which is perfectly consistent with what he wants to do with the bishop versus the knight. Let's get on the file. I don't think my rook is doing anything over here anymore. Now, actually, maybe I can play knight h4 to g6, although that's a little far-fetched at the moment. Let's do this. He can take here. That's his point. Okay. Yeah, I need something going towards his king. He can bring his rook into b4. That would be unpleasant, wouldn't it? Yeah, he spotted that. Okay, let's do this. I need something going, like I said, towards his king. Absolutely. Let's go here. I want to play the capture on e5 if I can. He's getting a little low on time right now. Okay, so let's do this. Wonder if d3 will be played. I think that's a pretty likely move. He does play it. Okay, let's take. So now my rook is defending e4, crucially. Maybe I can play knight back to e3. That would be nifty. He's really low on time, isn't he? Okay, let's go knight e3. I hate to withdraw my knight like that, but it looked kind of forced. And then I'll take here if he takes, attacking his queen. See if we can press the time advantage. Let's go here. Let's play h6. Yep, that's a pretty good move. I'm going to hide in a corner. See if we can do that. Let's come here. He can take h6. Annoying. Very annoying. My position is not good right now, guys. I want to take d3. So let's do that. Queen e6. I didn't notice that he could trade queens. Ooh, and he dropped something. Big mistake by him. Okay, now we're going to come over. Let's go here. Let's go take that. Yeah, now we get this in, and our a-pawn's going to run. Okay, so we're winning now. And with the increment, he's not going to flag us here. Well, that worked out in the endgame. I honestly should not have won that game, most likely, after we made so many swaps. Like, he got in queen h1. My king was a little awkwardly placed. I gave up the h-pawn, which was kind of foolish of me. I like the position I got out of that game, though. That's my takeaway from this one. So, hey, in a Chess Rivals, you got to take any victory you can. So I will not shed a tear for Danny over that game. Chess Rivals is all about maximizing your points, swindling your opponent, occasionally trash-talking. It's all in good fun. And I've issued Danny the rematch request. I definitely like 1+1 bullet in these matches. You notice that was the time control that I played. If you saw my match against International Master Krzysztof Selecki, Chess Explained, we played 1+1 bullet. It introduces a much more strategy than you see in just 1-0 bullet. I'm going to play the queen back to d8 line. I promise I won't play this variation all the time in this match, but in bullet, it's very easy for me to play this line. So you know what? I'm going to keep it going. Let's play knight d5 and attack that bishop plus the knight on c3. We'll see how Danny replies. Because I think an exchange on d5 is generally pretty good for black in these positions. He wants to attack. Okay, we better defend c6. He seems to like castling queenside, but yeah, I wouldn't doubt it if he goes kingside, like I was saying. Okay, he's gonna play bishop a6. So he actually had bishop a6 there. That would have won the exchange, I think, because my rook on c8 was lacking squares. We can just take that, because if he takes here, I have bishop takes f2 check, which is crucial. Okay, so we're up a pawn now. Danny made a mistake there. Let's do this. Let's bully him with a trade still. We'll see if he... I'm going to play this back. Nah, yeah, let's do that. We'll still offer a trade. I know he's not going to take it, but let's come here, attack that pawn on b2. Maybe e5 to come. Start rumbling here. Yeah, bishop e3. Let's support this guy. Let's run a pawn up the board. We'll go here, fix this pawn on b2. Fix it, meaning make sure it stays here. And I look forward to attacking this guy. I think this could be a nice avenue for play for me. And he dropped his rook on b1. Big miss right there from him. That's an immediate resignation. Okay. And he offered a quick rematch after that one. He's not happy with himself, I can tell. So we're going the Rosalimo variation once again. Let's play d3. I've just been looking at these lines a little bit lately, and they seem interesting. So that's just enough for me to play it in a bullet game, quite honestly. d5 might be the move there for him. Let's do this. And I guess I'll come here again and attack e5. Okay, so his light square bishop can pop out here if he wants. He can also go for f5 as he's doing. Okay, so now I got to be careful in the center because I don't want to get hurt in the middle of the board. Let's do this. Let's come here and defend h3. Yeah, his central presence is intimidating right now. It's nice that he can't advance e5 yet, at least I don't think, but he might prepare that move. Almost certainly he's going to get ready to push in the middle. Maybe bishop g5 is what I should do. Wow, he's just going to go for it. So if I take with that knight, he's going to play over here, huh? Well, let's see how that turns out. I think I kind of have to take it anyways, because the alternatives weren't looking good. So let's play d4 and support that piece. Now I'm going to get out of the pin as soon as I can. So like king g1 next move. And he needs something going pretty fast, otherwise it looks like I'm going to consolidate. So let's come here. Yeah, actually I think I'm going to get out of this, because that pin didn't pan out the way he would have liked. Time-wise, we're doing fine. If c5, okay, he can do that. Bishop e4 looks a little unpleasant. So if I take here, he's going to take f3. Is that his point? Well, I still kind of have to do this, so I'm going to do it anyways. Knight e7, knight takes f8. Nah, not really good. Okay, so let's come in here. Attack that bishop, also hit the pawn. If queen f7, I can take his bishop. That's my point. See, these are the type of moves like in a real... Okay, he's just going to let me take here. In a 1+0 match, we would have no chance of finding such moves. You'd just be dead on the clock. But with the 1 second increment, you can actually play a pretty good game. All right, so I'm up a pawn. This is looking excellent. I need to defend some of my loose points, though. Queen f7 is a good move. Okay, let's come here and attack that bishop. Yeah, he's coming in with that queen. I'm just going to come here. He can take on f3 if he wants. Need to get some stuff off the board. I'm going to try to come here and do that. And then I'm going to play bishop h6 and hit g7. But it's defended, so that's kind of a silly move anyways. Let's come here, I guess. Now he has bishop h2. I got to go for this, though. I don't really have much of a choice. Yeah, this is no good. We're losing this. We'll try to defend, but he can always just take on d3. He's going to do that first, which makes sense. Okay, we'll come here. I'll try to get rook g7 in. He missed mate, rook e1 in that last move. Yeah, this is just crushing. Let's give a check here. Try to get maybe rook g7 in the future, but I'm really doubting that that's any good. Well, at least our king is escaping now. Check. He's got to go to the h-file now. He has to be careful. This might be a draw now, actually. I don't see how he gets out of this. He's going to come to g6. Oh, no, that's still a draw, though. If ever he goes king f5, I just check him on f7 and win the rook. Wow. This is quite the swindle by me, I must say. All right. So we get the draw. I'll take that any day. Yeah, he's just stuck here because, like we said, if king f5, rook f7, and I pick up this errant rook. He missed mate, though. He missed a mate rook. Just go back and highlight that moment. Somewhere right around here. Yeah, bishop f6, just rook e1, checkmate. Look at that awkward rook on g2. So rematch, it's 2.5 half. We're racing to 10, remember? 10 points, draws count. Let's go for a fianchetto line. We'll play d6 and then a6. He's playing kind of an aggressive variation involving putting the bishop on g5. So now b4 is a threat. At least he'll have to concern himself with that. Sometimes they play e5 and they go for a quick e6. Let's castle in this case. If b4, where's he going to put the knight? Back on b1, somewhere else? Let's play h5 just to slow down his kingside attack. Knight h5 also came to mind there. I need some play in the center. Let's go here. I know he can take g6, and I'm very weak. Yeah, e5 is looking pretty strong here. Okay, I'm going to try to explode the center and see what happens. If he takes, I'm going to take this way. Attacking the bishop, hitting the knight on c3. Oh, boy. All right, I guess I'm going to take this and hope for the best. He can maybe castle queenside and just try to crush me out of this. This bishop is not happy right now. Maybe bishop takes f3, take here. There's a lot of heat coming down on my king. He can check on e6. I'm going to play king h8 if he does that, though. He could just retreat this bishop, too. He's spending a little time. Yeah, he's going to go for the gusto. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to go for a counterattack. I'm trying for queen takes a2 and go after his king. That might be too slow, but we'll find out. All right, I'm going to do this. Can I do that? Okay, I'm going to try. I'm very fearful of what will happen. He took that way, really? Okay. If take pawn takes is the problem, and queen e6, rook h5 is coming very quickly. I got to get developed. I got to get some pieces into the game. I know that this leaves my king extremely weak, and he can always retreat this bishop to c1 or something. But I got to try to get organized. He's using some time, too. It's not one-way traffic in the time department. I would play bishop c1 if I were him. Just defend his king. He does. Okay, let's play f5. Who knows if that's a good move or not. But I'm going to threaten to take on b2. Or try to. He's threatening a check. Let's come here. Queen d5 defends a2. Perhaps that could be played. This time is really low. Let's take. All right, let's come here. My time's also pretty low right now. And then let's, wow. Got to avoid a checkmate right away. Yikes. Okay, let's come here. I'm threatening c2 at least. Can't believe I found that move. That actually looks like a pretty good move. How does he defend c2? Oh, he's sacking his queen. Wow. He still can't defend c2. Look at that pawn. He doesn't have rook c1 or anything. I think we're getting him, guys. Pawn c2 coming. Wow. Turning point right there when I found the attack on the c2 pawn. If I don't find that, I think I'm toast, because knight b4, he can always take it with his bishop. So knight d4, on the other hand, I had just enough time, like slip through that window, to counterattack his king. Well, that game was more entertaining than our usual queen d8 Scandinavian fare. So I take the 3.5 half lead. Let's stick with e4. This has been going well, this Rosslimo variation. And let's play it different this time. I won't capture on c6 this time around. I'm just going to play kind of a Roy Lopez style setup. Yeah, he does this. Let's take. And then let's go d4. And we'll take with the pawn. We'll get kind of an IQP formation. An IQP stands for isolated queen's pawn. It's a very popular, common pawn structure in chess. Do I want that here? I'm going to keep my bishop on a good diagonal. Hopefully a good diagonal. Let's come here. Hopefully this knight is somewhat misplaced on b4. So let's kick it away with a3. And I really want to tee off on h7, so I'm going to do this. Probably he'll play g6. Yeah, it makes sense. b4 doesn't look so good. Let's do h4. We'll prop up that knight. I really want to sacrifice on e6. That's what I want to do, but we're going to see if we can get at his king a little bit. Bishop e4 maybe, knight e5. Let's go bishop e4. He's playing pretty quick here. Not sure about bishop e4, because he can play knight a5 and try to swap the light square bishops, but does he want to? Okay, now we get this move in. Now if he takes, I take f5, and that looks pretty terrible for him, so he might move this knight. He does. Okay, let's just take. I'm predicting queen takes d1. Actually, no. Do I want to pre-move that? I'm not sure I want to. Wait a second. What happened here? Okay. I wasn't trying to cancel my pre-move. Okay, so let's take there. And he's got to be careful where he puts the king. Yeah, he hides it in the corner. Do I take with the queen? Let's take here. No? Let's take here, actually. We'll see which way he recaptures. I want to go knight e6. Can I do that? I think, actually, I'm going to play this. He can go check down here. But, knight e6 still doesn't work. Let's just come back. I want to keep that pawn on f7. That's why I'm playing this way. It's a little convoluted, and I got to watch my time, but I'm trying to keep that pawn. Maybe next I'll have to play rook b1, just to ensure I can move this bishop without losing that pawn. Yeah, h6, that looks good. I'm going to come here and then play knight f4 next move and go after h5. So I might win that h5 pawn. Dust is settling a little bit. Huh. That one, huh? Okay, let's come here. We'll fork those two rooks. I'm giving him two knights, though. Two knights are always risky in a bullet game. Okay, so let's come here. I'm still not developed. But we're getting there. We're getting there, folks. We offer a trade next move. Let's play rook here. Just stop rook c2. That's what he wants. Let's come here, double up. Maybe f4, f5? Or just knight f5. Knight f5 looks good. I can go after this h6 pawn. Gather the material, right? Let's come here. He has knight to d3. But that doesn't do much, I don't think. I can just come here and b2 is defended. So what are you going to do about that? You're going to play that move, huh? But your knight is kind of trapped now, Danny. He knows it, too. Okay, let's just play g4. I have no idea what his knight is doing right there, so this looks okay. Let's offer a trade. Let's give it check. Ooh, I'm going to win his rook now. Yeah, and he resigned. Or I won on time, actually, because if king g8, I have rook h8 check, king f7, and then rook h7 check. So great start to the first half of this. I have 4.5 points to Danny's half. He's going to have to mount a crazy comeback if he wants to get back in the action. Let's play queen a5 this time. We'll spurn the queen d8 move and see what he has in mind against our usual line. Our usual queen a5 variation. This is the main line. This line can be dangerous for black. There's no doubt about it. I'm actually going to take this pawn on c2, even though this is kind of crazy. We had a game like this previously where I dared to grab this pawn as well. And that was a blitz game. It turned out okay for me. But suffice it to say, if you play this way for black, like I'm doing, grabbing all these pawns, you got to be extra prepared. Because this can easily not go black's way. I'm not sure about knight h4, but as Danny showed in one of our previous games, this can backfire on white on black if they're not careful. Queen e4 maybe? Let's pester him with a trade. So I'm trying to get the queens off because I'm up 2 pawns. I really want those queens swapped. If he takes g6, I take e2 in between move. So he doesn't want that. Yeah, he drops that back. That makes sense. Queen c2. Can I like completely bother him with the trade? Now let's just develop. We'll just develop instead. Knight e5 could be a problem. Well, this is going really well at the moment. Let's go here. And if he moves this bishop, I might play like rook g8, I'm thinking. That move I didn't see, but I do have this in reply. So offering a trade. Let's pre-move that capture. I don't know if he'll do it, though. Probably he'll play bishop d2. Nope, he comes there. Should we get that light square bishop off the board? I think we probably should. Let's do that. And if rook takes queen here, he can still play queen c1 and insist on keeping the queens on. But at least now the position's a little more stable. Let's play rook d8, and I don't have to worry about my light square weaknesses anymore. I'm probably going to castle kingside if I get a chance. He grabs a pawn. Okay, so let's take that opportunity just to get our king to safety. He's going into recoup material mode, so let's do this. Let's back our queen up. It's a little hard for me to figure out what he should do. Let's play f5, attack that rook. We're kind of burying our bishop by doing that, but that's okay, I think. Let's do this. I'm going to straighten out my pawns while I can. All right, we'll come here. And then we'll play e4. So just cramping him with our pawns. Let's go here again, queen d3, bother with a trade once more. I have this, don't I? This leads to some dark square weaknesses, but it works. He'll probably take and then take b7, I'm guessing. Yeah, he's got to hustle now. Did he lose on time? Almost. Wow. Let's keep bothering him with the trade. Come here, just get everything off of a dark square. All right, let's push this pawn. Now we get the queens off, hopefully, almost. Not quite. He's managed to keep the queens on, which is especially annoying. I'm just going to push this and continue pestering him. He wants bishop e5. Let's come here. I say no bishop e5. Let's do this. I'm not sure why I did that. I'm going to give back a little bit of material. Having a hard time figuring out how to defend here. Defend yet still attack. Let's offer a swap. He takes it. Let's go here. I want to attack that pawn. Okay, come up here. I completely botched this. By now, you should understand that. That should be apparent. Let's go here. I'll take a draw if he wants it. All right. Yeah, I should have won that game, that's for sure. That kind of makes up for one of our previous draws, though. You know, when I won the exchange, I knew there would be some problems on the dark squares. Because if you look at this position, I'm pretty much ceding him like all the dark squares. Like, yes, I'm up in exchange plus 2 pawns, but it's not a simple task to neutralize his counterplay on that color complex. And I didn't manage to do it there. All right, so we're going to play this line. He played d6 this time around. This is certainly possible. Let's go here and just defend this pawn. And I think they play bishop f1. The bishop's kind of tucked away down there. And then we'll go for d4 and try to establish a nice center. I think this knight tends to be a little misplaced on that square. I can play for e5 and then a quick e6. That's probably what I should do. So he strikes back in the center. Let's take here. Takes with the knight. All right. So at least now maybe I can play against this pawn on d6. He's going to induce me to play f3. Interesting. Well, let's go h3 and try for f4. This makes my pawn structure kind of Swiss cheesy on this wing, but let's see how this pans out. f4, yeah, let's go f4 all the same. He'll probably play knight c4. It's defended by his rook. Let's come here just so he can't take on b2. I could take c4 and then take d6. That wins a pawn. I probably should do that because otherwise it's hard to see how I'm going to develop my position. Let's come here. Just get out of any x-rays. I'm not too upset about the last game because any draw is good for me right now. You know, it's a 5 to 1 point advantage for me. But I would have liked to win that, of course. Let's play e5. Attack that knight. Better take that. Let's come back here. Just defend g2 so we don't get mated. So I'm up a pawn. Kind of like the last game, though, he has dominance over a color complex. He's got the light squares because I don't have a light square bishop. He does. Bishop e3, maybe? I'd like to push f5 if I could at some point. Maybe the knight coming to d4 is helpful for me. Yeah, probably it is. Like, send the knight to d4, attack the bishop, and maybe send it over to the king side later. I've got a big time advantage right now. He needs to make something happen. He doesn't know what to do. Let's come here. Let's bring this over. He's going to play bishop e4, I predict. Okay, let's come here just to stop any queen takes a2 business. Now we'll come here. This is looking bad for him, discovery on the queen. I'm going to come here, and we can trade rooks, but h4 is always under attack. I think is his issue. Now he's got to come in with his queen or something, try to get some play. If I check, checking doesn't seem to lead much of anywhere, so I'm just going to come back just for protection. Let's come here and open this up. Yep, he played a good move in reply. Let's come here. Yeah, Danny's finding some good moves in defense, whereas I am stalling a little bit with my play. Let's come here. Not completely sure what to do. Let's play bishop c5. That drops f4. Not good. Let's defend that. Bishop d5. This is ugly. All right, king g2. I'm stepping into a pin right now. Very ugly, guys. Very, very ugly. All right, I'm going to sack here. I'm just not sure what to do. I couldn't get out of that pin situation. I'm going to try to win g5. This is still very much up in the air. You get check. Okay, let's do this. Knight h4, maybe? All right, I'm going to trade. I don't like this. I'm losing this endgame. I'm probably losing this endgame. And I'm struggling on the clock too. Okay, let's try to swap a little bit. Let's come here. Okay. I'm somehow managing to survive. This is not easy though. Let's go attack that rook. He can come in with his king. All right, let's send the knight over here. I'm going to try to win a6 if I can. Let's win a6. I'm leaving my king to its own devices, though. Yeah, this is not good. He checks. Okay, he's coming around that way. Yeah, that's losing. Oh, I blew such a promising position there. Yeah, that was not good. I was up 2 pawns. I control those light squares, though. Okay, I'm going to rally. It's all right. We've still got a sizable lead. Still up 3 points. Some poor technique, though. Definitely some poor technique. Okay, so we'll swap and play queen c7. This is fine. And then we'll go here, try to exchange these knights. Let's take that. Then let's come here and attack this bishop. So I think I'm actually doing pretty well in this position. Let's go rook d8. He can castle. No, he's going to let me take this, okay. So once again, we win a pawn, right? Straight from the opening. This is looking good. And notice that if f3 is played, knight g3 is just crushing. So let's castle. Let's get to safety. You know, I've been ahead on the clock for much of this match, too. So that's pretty promising. Knight d2, does that work? I think it does. It's kind of a cool shot. It might just result in opposite colored bishops, though, because he can move this rook. It's a cool move, but does it give me much of an advantage? I don't know. He can just move his rook. Yeah, and he finds that. Okay, let's play a6. I just played that to defend this pawn. I don't want him grabbing that pawn on a7. So opposite colored bishops, he's attacking this. That means we have to defend it. And to do so, let's come back here. Stops bishop b6 as well. And now I'm going to try to arrange some of my pawns on dark squares to kick this bishop out of the way a little bit. Let's come here. He was attacking our rook. So I'm just trying to diffuse his threats while I consolidate my extra pawn. Let's take like that. And then b6. Can I go after c3? I think I can. I think I can. Yeah, bishop e3. I take c3. He has rook c1. Let's take here. He's got to infiltrate with his rook, probably. Let's go here. Bishop h6 would be really cool. I wonder if that works. Oh, don't tell me bishop h6 is working. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, man. Yeah, as soon as I played that move, I just have this. Okay. I got really worried for a second. It's still a little concerning to me, but I think I can survive. What? Does that work? Just take here. I don't get that move. Maybe he thought he had something that he didn't actually have. Ooh. Hello, queen. Whoops. I don't know why he did that. That might have been a mouse slip. I don't think he saw that my queen was defending over there. Okay, yeah, that was almost a slow motion car crash. It's like I took the pawn on I played d4 and I realized he might have bishop h6 because if I take this guy, take and take, then he's threatening queen g7 mate. And I guess I could play rook d7 here, but then he checks and f8 is weak. So fortunately, rook d7 appears to save everything. All right, back to e4. This is turning into a thematic. He's going to play a6. Okay, so this is kind of a way to try to get into a mainline position. He's playing a Taimanov variation. I don't know a whole lot about this from the white side, but let's just try this and see what happens. I think I should have played f3 a move earlier. Let's do this. I know they actually play knight b3 quite a bit, and then king b1, I believe. Let's go here. So we can play knight c4 and try to gain the bishop pair. Let's do bishop d4. And maybe I'll play queen f2. Once again, I'm kind of making this up. I don't totally know what's going on in these often crazy open Sicilian positions. But I'm trying to add a new dimension to my game, and part of that is reacquainting myself with lines that I used to play, like the white side of the Sicilian, for instance. Okay, so he's just developing pretty logically, I'd say. Bishop back to c1. He can check on a3, hoping for take and then take here, but that doesn't appear to be a concern. Let's bring the knight into d5. I think this is all right. He'll probably take with a bishop, if I had to guess. Because if he takes with the knight, I take with a pawn, and he'll have to move the bishop again. Regardless, we're going to pre-move this capture. So the bishop on c1 provides some nice extra protection. It goes there. Okay. I feel like I need to attack, like with a move like f4. But that hangs. Okay, I'm gonna sack this g pawn. I'm gonna let them take that and see if they if he wants it. Because I figure if his king goes to the king side, I have rook g1, and I'm always lining up directly with his king on the file. Everything else looked a little slow, because I think he's going to go a5, a4. I can just take here, right? He's going to take c2. Interesting. All right, so let's do this. Yeah, if I took there, he can take c2, and if queen takes, there's knight a3 check, which was kind of weird, but I think working for him. So let's pre-move this capture. And then we'll take here. And then let's go here and attack g7. I feel like we need to open the center ASAP. Let's make sure his king stays around here in the middle. I'm going to go bishop g7 and then take e5 next move. We're going to come here and attack this pawn. And then let's rip open the middle. c2 is always protected, so I'm not worried about that. I think this is good for me. Let's go here and attack that knight, which doesn't have a lot of good squares. Ooh, and he blundered f7. Ouch. Yeah, that hurts. All right, so we pounded through in the center, and it worked out, and on the king side. That's a confidence builder. If I can get a win in an open Sicilian, that boosts my confidence quite a bit. All right, let's go back to the queen a5 line. I'm not sure why I'm playing the queen a5 line versus the queen d8 line, but just kind of what I feel like today. Let's take with the queen this time. This move isn't as good typically, but it's playable. It's fine. Okay, so let's come here, and I can take f3 whenever I want and double up his pawns, which is a nice aspect of this line. He's going to give me that pawn. Okay. Well, as is the theme in our games, I'm not shying away when offered material, so I guess I'll take it. Castle. Yeah, let's castle. He can't castle queenside. That's very annoying for him. So let's do this. Yeah, he agrees to the trade. I'm surprised by that. I didn't think he would agree to that. So let's attack c4. And then I'm going to bring the knight to... Whoops, don't play that move. How do you cancel a pre-move? Ah, whoa, what's going on? I tried to cancel that pre-move, but it didn't let me. I really got to learn how to do that. Okay, which way to take? I think I should take this way, even though it gives him some play in the center. All right, I got to keep the position closed now. I have a rook versus a bishop. This is not great. Yeah, I wanted to gesture towards knight f5, and I actually played knight f5 instead. Okay, so now this pawn maybe could be a target. That's probably one of the few redeeming features I have in this position. He's going to put his rook on e1, I bet. Maybe it's not so easy for him to make progress here. I'm going to try to play for b5, if possible. Try to break through. He's going to put his king there. Okay. Well, let's bring this back. He can't take b3, at least. Let's come here. So defend c5. Yeah, this position's not so simple for white to win. Mental note, watch your pre-moves until you figure out how to actually pre-move, John. Let's come here. You can get rook e8 in. I probably shouldn't have played that. This might be something of a positional draw. Because how does he make progress? I'm just going to go attack his rook, see what he does. Because h4 is so weak, I don't see how he ever does much with that. I mean, yes, he's got an advantage in the center, but how to make use of it? Okay, let's just come here. I'm just going to wait for the time being. Let's remind him that this is weak. He might play for f4. That's a move I shouldn't have allowed. I forgot that I shouldn't allow that. Okay, we'll come here. If he goes roaming with his rook, though, my king starts moving. Let's do this. He can bring this rook over now. Let's come here. We'll just go back. Okay, let's bring the king in. I might not have another shot to do this, so I think I have to take it while I can. This is dangerous. d6. Oops. Yeah, that's a problem. And my bishop's hanging. Whoops. Big issues here. King d5. Yeah, these pawns are too much. Okay, I'm just going to resign. That's really annoying, because I didn't mean to play knight f5. I just... Alright, well, we'll figure that out after the match. Because usually you can, like, click, and it takes away the pre-move, but I'm still not sure how it does it on chess.com. I can't believe I don't know this by now, but I don't. Okay, so 7-3 is the current score. And let's play here, and we'll bring the bishop back to f1 again. He might go for a quick d5. Nope, he's changing tack a little bit. Okay, so we're going to play c3 and then d4. Still 7-3. We're still doing awesome. We actually haven't had that many bad positions, like, out of the opening or in the middle game. I mean, for the most part, this has been pretty good, I think, on my part. I'm going to play for g3 and h4 and h5 again. See if we can harass that knight. Because this is on a poor square. There's no doubt about it. If that knight moves, I can play for d5 as well. So let's try to weaken his king, first of all. And then we're going to get in d5. Goes knight e5, okay. Knight d4, maybe? Yeah, let's play here and pressure that pawn on e6. Maybe bishop h3 also to come. I'll try to get him to take on d5. Now I'm pinning his rook on c8, so that's not as feasible. Queen d7 could be played. Probably should be played. Really? He's going to sack this, okay. Well, let's take here and attack e7. He's going to go in with the queen and try to cause some ruckus. Well, okay, let's take this. And then go bishop g5. If knight g4, I always have knight f3, I suppose. Not sure about that, though. Queen f3. This is getting a little sharp. I could also just sack my queen. Maybe that's the best thing to do. I'm going to sack the queen. It's kind of a strange decision, but in bullet, I think it makes sense to do this. I'm worried about my light squares a little bit. So if I take the knight, okay, let's do that. Because his king is very weak on that back rank. He has bishop here. But rook c7? He found a clever way to get his king out, maybe. But now I'm going to try for f3, is the point. Oh, and he's also guarding c8. I got to keep that in mind. F3 he just takes. Okay, I got to play knight here. He eliminates that pawn on h6. All right, let's check. Then bring this here. Attack f7. That's what I want to do. Danny is playing well in this game. Let's go here and... Ooh, he has queen d1. Ah, or I drop checkmate. All right, 7-4. He's mounting a little bit of a comeback. Let's go back to the queen d8 line. Let's try to slow the pace of the play down a little bit. That might have been okay for me in that last game, but it didn't pan out so well. I won the exchange, but he got some play around my king. So it was a little tougher than I anticipated. Okay, let's castle. Let's see if he wants to castle queenside and throw himself at us on that wing. Let's go knight here. Knight c6, we can just move our queen, so that should be fine. Like queen here. Not sure he's really gained much from doing that maneuver. Let's play knight b6, attacking that knight. I expect him to come back to e5. Now I'd like to play for c5, I think, so let's go here and play for c5. Okay, let's do it right away. I don't see a tactical flaw. Ooh, actually, if he takes, I take here, he takes d8. Take, rook takes, I take here. Nah, I don't think that works out. Okay, let's just recapture. Bishop takes e5 almost worked, but queen takes d8, I think. And that knight on b6 would have been hanging in every line. A win here would really help us. I don't want to be results-oriented, but I'm going for no less than a victory. Bishop d4, perhaps? Yeah, let's do that. This queen is strangely placed on its current square, but I think it's fine. If I could take and then play a knight into d5, that would be excellent. It's going to sack the exchange. Huh. So he wants that knight on b6 if I move my rook. Yeah, I can see the value in doing this. Okay, let's go here. And then we'll play the knight back. He doesn't have to take this right away, which is one important point, I think, but he might want to. Okay, he's probably looking for knight d4, I'm guessing, so let's just prophylactically retreat. Let's come here and defend this knight. Knight e5 would win a tempo on my queen, but we got everything holding, I think. Let's knight c4. Yeah, let's do knight c4. Take, take, take. I'm going to take here. And then I'm going to go for b4. And a5. c2 is kind of weak. Let's bring this over. Nope, 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 nope. Let's not do that. Let's take here. And then we'll take again. And then go after b8. Roughly level endgame, I think. If that knight moves, I get rook c1 in. Now he's got to reckon with bishop d3 at all times. That's unpleasant for him. Not sure what he does about that, to be honest. Let's come here and attack the a-pawn. He's really got to watch his time, I think. Attack g2. Ooh, and he drops a piece. Critical for us. Come here. Yeah, and he resigned. All right, so some measure of a comeback right there. We hold an 8-4 lead. Let's rematch. I feel like I'm pushing him on the clock. I want to keep that going. Let's play bishop b5 again. Same line. Let's take on c6 once more. This time I'm going to play for c3 and d4. I won't mess around with the slower stuff. We've been getting good positions when we just stake out some claim in the center. You know, not mess around so much. We'll go rook e1, and I think this plan, g3, h4, is well suited to playing against that knight. That's probably a good adjustment by him. Let's play b3. Playing d5, that is. That's the adjustment I was referring to. I want to keep some tension here, because if I push e5, he can play c5 and start trying to attack me in the center. So maybe playing b3 is just a useful move. Gets the pawn off an attack square. I still want to play h4, but I don't think it's good. Bishop, I guess we'll play bishop b2. He's playing for exchanges in the center. Okay, so let's take and then play knight a4. I'll play to blockade this square. Probably bishop back to e7 is what he should do. He does play that. Let's go here. I can angle for f5. Knight into f5. Yeah, actually, this is strong, because if bishop here, we take and then... Oh, I don't have knight e7, actually. I do not have the move I thought I had. All right, well, let's bring the queen out. This is defended, so I can always just take here. He's opening lines. He also wants queen d5. Let's bring this over for defense. Maybe knight d6 as well could be played. He's getting some activity, though, and this knight is sort of a sad piece on the side of the board on a4. Yeah, queen d5. That hits the knight, too. Annoying. If knight here, bishop h4 is an issue. This is not a good position. Not sure what to play. All right, I'm going to try this. I don't know if it works, but I'm going to try it. And then I'll play rook d1 and try to counterattack d4. Couldn't figure out what else to play. There's some hanging stuff. You can maybe just play bishop takes f2, might be the easiest solution. I can get a queen d4 move of my own going. Okay, let's play rook e2, just reinforce. Knight here. Knight there. That's strong. It's very strong. Yeah, he's just taking the material. Makes sense. Can I sneak in with a mate threat against g7? That would be amazing if I could. Okay, let's come here. There's no rook c1, mind you. Okay, I'm going to take and then go knight c3, I guess, to guard b1. Can't take c3. That doesn't work for him. All right, so let's rush with the king. Maybe we can get something going with the king. I'm going to come back. He's quickly playing some moves to win some time. Let's play a4. Got to get going with these guys. All right, let's do this. Play for b5, I suppose. Huh. Is he going to go g5? I predict he does. Yep, he does. Need to get at a7. Let's check. We'll come here. So attack this pawn. Rook c4 mate. Yeah, nice checkmate. Well, that was probably losing in the endgame anyways. 8-5, so a 3-point lead still. And let's go knight f6 against d4. He's going to do the old Verisov thingy. Let's see. He's probably going to play for... No, I thought he was going to play for an aggressive line with like e4, f4. But nope, we're having a little bit more of a calm continuation. I don't think Danny really knows how to play these lines, so we'll see how he does. That looks like a mouse slip. I think he meant to play a different move there. I can't take e4. Let's do that anyways. He can get his knight in here. I'm not sure I should have played this way. I probably should have left that pawn on c5. He's going to go for this directly. Interesting. Okay, let's go here. Just get our rook off of this long diagonal. I want to win this pawn, but I got to be careful about how I go about doing that. Let's play here and maybe queen e7 to come. So let's do that. He's going to try to win the a-pawn. All right, I'm going to play this, attacking this knight, just to mix it up a little bit. He can take and then take a6. But I win this. So maybe that balances out a bit. He has rook b1. Rook b1, knight takes a6. Is that possible? Could be, but I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to come here. Rook a7. Annoying move. How do I get out of this mess? I'm under pressure. I'm under fire. Okay, let's come here. He can win b5 whenever he wants. Didn't see that. Did not see that one. Yeah, this is very bad. I'm gonna go f5, I guess, and try to defend. He can take h5 now. Okay, let's come here again, just trying to defend, but my king is totally open. How do I get out of this? I'm so pinned on the 7th rank. It's like, what to do? He can cash in pretty much whenever he wants. He can always take, or maybe even take f5. My moves are pretty forced right here. I think he's trying to figure out a way to get some more pieces into the action. Probably against that one, I need to play e4. Otherwise, I'm going to get hurt. Otherwise, bishop d5 was coming. Let's not put another piece on that long diagonal. Bishop d4 could be played. This is so nasty. It's just like hard to find a move. Let's go here. Yeah, I mean, he could just take and play rook d7 pretty much whenever I do this, so. Yeah, or resign. I was basically in Zugzwang right there. That game was bad as soon as he got his rook in on the A file. So what's the score? 8-6. Okay, so now we gotta bear down and win this match. Let's take again. So let's go back to d3. We'll keep it closed. Keep a closed center. And stake out some space on the queen side, a4. Let's see if he plays directly for d5. He might not. Let's do this. I have an interesting idea in mind. Let's go e5 and try to get at this c5 pawn. This is my plan. So if he takes here, I take with the knight. And if rook takes, I think I can drop my knight back, and this rook might be trapped on b2. I didn't plan out all of that, but that's roughly what I'm thinking. He gains some open lines in this, though. So that's one thing I have to bear in mind. Okay, take. Good move, good move. I'm going to come here. See if I can get knight takes c6 in. I think that rook might be trapped eventually. So if take c5, that's probably okay for me. We'll just take it. Guard our attacked rook. This rook is still off doing something. He could take b3 whenever he wants. Let's see if he finds it, though. It doesn't look like he did. Okay, I think he's just going to purely sack the exchange on b3 now. Kind of has to. Maybe he'll let me take. I don't know. If he can win this knight somehow, he's way down on time. Okay, got to capitalize and win this game. Okay, that's possible, but I get out of the pin. He's still pinned. Knight d3 coming. Let's come here. He has knight b4. Will he force a draw? I can decide if I want to take it or not. Probably would be smart for him to force a draw. Yeah, he offers. Okay, draw. Well, 8.5, 6.5. Draw's not bad with the 2-point lead still, but could be better. I said I wasn't going to play Scandi, and now I'm just playing Scandi like every game. Sorry about that. I'll try to mix in a g6 or something sometime. I promise you guys. d5. This move I don't really believe, though. All right, let's go here and try to go for c4. I think he'll probably take en passant, and then we can take here and just develop. Looks pretty good. Let's come in here. Attack g2, also hit the bishop. So he defends that. All right, e6. Kind of hard for white to free their position, actually. Because now I can maybe go in g2 eventually. It's not possible right now, so let's just do this and then play bishop c5. Threaten to take e3 and maybe threaten to take g2 thereafter. I think he's willing to let me do that, so that's why he's playing this. Okay, we'll come here. Maybe bishop b4 would have been good. He probably should castle right now, actually, now that I think about it. If he castles, I'll castle. Danny has reconnected. Is he having connection issues? I'm just looking at the side of the board. Looks like he's back now, but he might have had a connection issue there. Let's play knight e4. And then I'm going to come here and try to play for e5. Seems hard for him to move now. All right, let's just offer a trade of rooks. So if he takes, he can't ever play f3 because take on e3 is always coming. These bishops are nasty in this position. Probably has to play knight c3. He's trying to stop me from coming in. Bishop b4 check. Let's just try that. Knight c5. Knight c5. Yeah, let's go knight c5. He's mounting a defense, I gotta say. If rook d1, I think I can take it, though. Knight d3. Knight d3, rook d1 is the issue. Okay, let's angle that knight for d4. New plan. New plan. Now we'll bring this up. We'll go attack this guy again. I think I've been doing a decent job of keeping the pressure on him. Let's go here and maybe bishop a6. Let's drop this back. I want b4 and bishop a6. That's the plan. This time is really low. Let's give a check. We'll come here, maybe rook c5 in the future. Let's go g5. Attack that knight. That knight is kind of stranded, isn't it? Where does it go? I think I can just go take it, actually. Doesn't have a good square for it. Yeah, now we're winning a piece. And likely the game with it. Let's go here just to stop any business involving knight d6. And we won. All right, so the bishops had a real cramping effect on his position right there. And we're within a half point of victory. All right, so let's go back to this line. And if e6, I'll take it again. It's castle, d3. Let's go rook e1 to start. Maybe I should find a different configuration. Can't really do it in bullet, but it might be possible to find a different way of proceeding. So let's come here. We'll go here. Not sure this is the greatest post. I can't go there. Don't do that. Let's come here. I'm expecting him to go for f5 again. He does. All right, so I'm going to do this. If d5, I can go knight a5 and attack c6. So there's some pawn structure decisions. I'm not thrilled about having given him the center, though. Kind of free reign in the middle of the board. Let's come here and attack this knight. Could he play bishop h3? That would be a sweet move. Don't know if it works, though. At some point, I may like sack on c5 or something. Knight over here. He's gearing up for queen to g6 as well. Let's play bishop here just for protection against that. Not sure my bishop was doing much on that other diagonal anyways. Yeah, he wants some threats towards my king, that's for sure. I'm using some time trying to figure out how to combat this. Let's go here and remind him that c6 is weak. It's a good move. I'm going to take that before it becomes too much of an issue. So now we're battling with two knights versus two bishops. Not the greatest of positions, but maybe it's all right. So bishop b6, knight c4 could be played. Let's hide our king a little bit. He's coming down the board. We'll take that. Let's roll the dice and then play rook g1 next move. And maybe rook g3 and try to attack. I got to guard my weakness on f3, that's for sure. I'm down time, but if we can go rook g3, rook g1, we might take back the initiative in this one. It's a good move. Didn't see that. Wins the exchange. All right, knights, show me what you got. I really need you guys participating. All right, let's come here, attack c6. He might just let me have that pawn. What are you trying to do, Danny? Please go queen d5 so I can fork you with knight e7. That would be very generous of you to do that. He doesn't know what to play. Nor do I, though. We'll go c4. And then we're going to maneuver, bring this knight back around. And then we're going to come here. And we're going to defend so we can't win a2. We're going to come over with our king. Our knights are very awkwardly placed, though. I'm not going to lie. He's not threatening anything with that move. Let's just go with this pawn. Oh, this is a weird position. I'm going to try to free up my queen. Get something going. My knights are just so awkward. I have no time, too. Wow. Neither of us have much time at all. Check, I guess. Get this knight in. Okay. I'm running with my king now. Yeah, I don't see... This is not going to end well for me. You just take my rook or mate. Yeah, those knights were just terribly placed in that game. 9.5, 7.5. We're well over an hour in this match, or probably close to an hour. I just need a half point. That's all I need. We're going back to the tried and true Scandi. He hasn't shown much against the queen d8 line. So let's keep this train going. a6 going for b5. It's the usual plan. Yeah, I think this is a good line for black. I played it in the chess.com Streamers Challenge against someone, and it turned out well there. If bishop e3, you go knight g4, and then you try to win that bishop. That's the point. So let's go here. Yeah, often this pawn will be kind of enticed to the b4 square. And I think this is the move. And if bishop d4, now you play knight c6. And it's just hard for white to hold that pawn on c5. It's like kind of a losing battle for them to do so. So let's come here, and always bishop takes c5 is the threat. Yeah, he pushes the pawn, but we're going to go here. Let's come here and kind of defend the b pawn indirectly. So I can take on c3. Let's do that. And then let's go here. c7 maybe could be played. Should I eliminate? Yeah, let's do this and then play just rook b6. And we'll go eliminate that c6 pawn. He's an isolated d pawn, but maybe it's not so bad for him. He could play knight e3 and then d5. Try to play in the open position, but I gotta believe that's roughly equal. Yeah, let's just take it. Takes with the bishop. Interesting. Okay, so f5 is covered by our bishop. Okay, now we get this in. This should be all right. Rook b1, I'd expect. Or that, yeah. Let's keep trading. Propose a trade. Okay, we'll take and then come here and attack that bishop. If rook c7, king up. He's got two pieces hanging. Maybe I can go after the a pawn. Could be tough for him to defend. This bishop controls that knight very well. It's one thing I like about my position right now. So let's go attack his rook. Yeah, we're going to win the a pawn. Could be a struggle for him to prove some compensation. So can I take g4? I could, but I don't know if I want to. Let's just fix the g4 pawn as a weakness. Let's play a5. Some time pressure for Danny, so let's see what we can come up with. Probably need my knight in a slightly better situation. He's pinned, though. I had knight takes g4 last move. Didn't notice. Okay, let's come here and attack his bishop. I'm going to try to do this. This frees up some possible play for him, though. All right, let's come here. I want to take g4 really bad. He's not letting me, though. We're going to reroute a little bit. Bring the knight to e5. That's kind of annoying, but I can come here and try to do something. This bishop's hanging. All right, so we defend that pawn for now. He's really got to hurry now. Shouldn't you be losing on time by now? Whoa, I won on time. Ooh. Only 50 moves. Yeah, and he lost on time. It was too tricky at the end to hold. He said, huh, in the chat. I don't know, man. Your time ran out. I'm going to ask him if he's lagging. He might be lagging a little bit. Well, sort of an anticlimactic ending to that one because it looks like we're going to play a frenzied endgame. But yeah, we do get the victory. He said, yeah, must have been. Yeah, we do get the victory. So I was, he says on my video you were about to flag and then I flagged. Yeah, he must have had quite a bit of lag because I had 10 seconds left at the end. I'm going to ask him if he wants to call it or play one more. I'm going to give him a chance at redemption based on the lag. I don't want to win a match based on just my opponent timing out. He said, okay, call it. He said, no excuses. Okay, fair play, Danny. So back and forth match. I feel like I blew a lot of strong positions in this match. Like almost every time out of the opening, with maybe the exception of some of those white games in the Sicilian, because I didn't get such great positions out of that. But in all my black games, I was doing well. This continues the trend of the player with black getting the better of it in our matches. But at least I tried something different this time around, playing e4 and allowing the Sicilian, which Danny plays. Feel like I blew some good positions, though. Not completely happy with my play, but I am happy to get the victory. So another chess rivals in the books. And probably next time we'll play blitz. Kind of going bullet, blitz, back and forth. And as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll be back again soon with another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.